It's Jenna over at the Long Island Alzheimer's and Dementia Center. I work in respite, and it's a little windy. I was not anticipating all of this wind, but I'll wait for more people to come on. Since this whole pandemic, we are all kind of in this together, but apart. So I figured today we'll do a more unified game. We'll do places that we know. So we'll do all of the answers are a place, whether it's a state. Are there any countries here? There could be countries, but usually it's mostly states or cities. A lot of towns or cities. So we'll do stuff like that. The first one's gonna be what city is known as the Big Apple. So stuff like that. So again, I'll give some more time. The wind is kicking up right now. Hair's a little crazy, but bear with me. Bear with it. Again, if you're not watching live, you could just pause it and then hit play when you're ready to answer. So I like this view a lot because you can see the top of the tree. It's really pretty. But again, we'll wait for more people to come on. So I hope everyone's doing really well. But again, it's called Places That almost flew away. Places that we know, that we all know. So again, so I'm just gonna start off. The first question with the places that we all know is, which city is known as the Big Apple? We currently live in this state, so it's the city that's in this state that is currently known as the Big Apple. So again, places that we all know, and this one is the Big Apple. So what is Big Apple referred to? Which city? And again, we might know this one the easiest because we live over here. We're just a train ride away from this city. So the Big Apple is known in what? In New York City. In New York City. What city is known as the Big Easy? The Big Easy. I'll wait a little bit, and then also the Big Apple, New York City, Manhattan. So which city is known as the Big Easy? A lot of times there is there's a party every year here, and they wear masks, and the colors are green and gold and purple. This city was, again, we're doing places that we all know. The last one was the Big Apple, which is New York City and Manhattan. This one we're doing which is known as the Big Easy. Which city is known as the Big Easy? Again, it's a little windy. We're not anticipating a wind. I might blow away. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But if I do, I'll be back. So the Big Easy, New Orleans. They have a lot of parties there and all of that fun stuff. Let's see. What city is known as the Toddlin Town? I hope I said that right. Toddlin Town. I said it right. The basketball team, the Bulls, play there. So that's another hint for you. Also in football, the Bears play here. What city is known as the Toddlin Town? I don't know. I should have Googled it, and then they do the pronunciation on it, and then you click it. I should have done that beforehand. next time. Chicago. Chicago. Okay, so which city is known for its cable cars? Also, Full House was placed here. They did the show Full House in this city. But this city is known as for its cable cars. Full House also was filmed here. There's a famous bridge in this city as well. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Never been, but I hear it's beautiful. San Francisco. San Francisco. 49ers. All the other sports. What city is known as the city of brotherly love? The city of brotherly love. I actually lived in this city for a little bit, right after college, for a little bit. It's not too far from here. It's about 2 states over from us in New York. The city of brotherly love. There's a lot of historical trademarks there. There's a lot of things there. There's a Liberty Bell there. The city of brotherly love. It's in Pennsylvania. Philadelphia. Philly. Exactly. Exactly. Will Smith is from there, I believe. Or the show was from there. The wind, again. Doesn't look like it's windy when you look out the window. But here I am outside in the wind. Okay. Let's see. In what fictional town was the Andy Griffith Show set? In what fictional town was the Andy Griffith Show set? So fictional is fake. What fake town was the Andy Griffith Show set? Does anybody know? Ooh, the wind. Brr, okay. Mayberry. Mayberry. So this is a famous highway that runs from one city to another city. It's Route 66. Does anybody know what 2 cities it goes from? It goes from where to where? Route 66. Route 66. Route 66. Route. Anything that's close to that? It goes from one city to another city. It's really a long highway. Does anybody know the 2 cities from Route 66 on the highway? It goes from Chicago, and it goes from Chicago to somewhere else. Does anybody know? The other city that it ends up in is a city in California. So it's from Chicago to what city in California does route, I'm going to say both, just so one of them is correct, while one of them is incorrect. 66. Famous highway that runs from Chicago to where in California? LA. Los Angeles. It goes from Chicago to Los Angeles. That is very far. That is a long highway. You need to stop for gas a lot of times going from there to there. So who was referred to as the Brooklyn Bums? The Brooklyn Bums were referred to as what? City, team. Again, we're doing places that we all know. So the Brooklyn Bums were nicknames for what team? The Brooklyn Bums, can only assume it's from Brooklyn. So which nickname is for the Brooklyn what? There was a baseball team here in Brooklyn very long time ago. They got moved to California actually, but they were a blue team called the Dodgers. So the Brooklyn Bums were nicknames for a nickname for the Brooklyn Dodgers at one point. Terrible nickname. What a nickname. Very mean nickname, I would say. What state was the Wizard of Oz set in? What state was the Wizard of Oz? I used to love this movie as a kid. I would rewatch it and I would have it on loop. And I have a thing where I just rewatch movies all the time, and I rewatch and I rewatch and I rewatch. So I did this ever since I was a little kid, and I watched this movie all the time. The Wizard of Oz. So which state was that movie set in? Does anybody know? Starts with a K. The Wizard of Oz was set in Kansas. I'm trying to pronounce this one word here. Not working out. Yes, we're not in Kansas anymore. Famous line. Thank you for that. Let's see. What is the Music City, USA? What is Music City, USA? What is considered the Music City, USA? Where is that? A lot of country music there. A lot of people that are trying to make it in country music go here. It's not New York City. It is another city that people go to get known, to get big, to get famous, or just to get discovered. Music City, USA. It starts with an N. It starts with an N. It's in Tennessee. It is a town in Tennessee that starts with an N. A Music City, USA. A lot of famous country music stars start out here. Again, starts with an N. Don't mind my hair. Starts with an N. In Tennessee. So Nashville, Tennessee. Music City, USA. Where is Cape Cod? Which state is in Cape Cod? Which state is Cape Cod? My mistake there. Does anybody know what state that Cape Cod is known to be? Cape Cod. It starts with an M. It's a state that starts with an M. Cape Cod. Does anybody know what state Cape Cod is? Massachusetts. Cape Cod is in Massachusetts. Where is the Kentucky Derby run? Does anybody know which city the Kentucky Derby is run? Sorry. Um, let's see. Does anybody know? The Kentucky Derby is run in Kentucky, but what city? Does anybody know? Again, don't mind if I mispronunciate this word. Again, my hair. Does anybody know? I'll give you a little bit more time. Let's see. Starts with an L. Louisville. Again, trying to mentally prepare to pronounce this word. I hope I said it right. Don't know. I need to study up on my states and cities. That's for sure. Okay, there are two cities. Let's see. Where are the Twin Cities? Where are the Twin Cities? What two cities? The Twin Cities. One of them is St. Paul, and the other one is where? It's a city in Minnesota. It's a city in Minnesota. Yes, it's Minnesota, but it's a city in Minnesota. Minneapolis. So it's St. Paul and Minneapolis, Minnesota. Home of the Vikings. Not Minneapolis, but Minnesota. Let's see. What Hall of Fame is located in Cleveland, Ohio? What Hall of Fame is located in Cleveland, Ohio? The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was located in Cleveland, Ohio. So, in what state do you find cheese heads? Sorry.
Hello.
In what state do you find cheese heads? Also, That 70s Show, I believe. That 70s Show was located in this particular state. Interesting fact, because I feel like it's the only one. It's a very lonesome state in terms of fame, I feel like. It starts with a W. Wisconsin. I believe That 70s Show was created in Wisconsin. Fun fact. I remember an episode that they went to well, maybe not, actually. Now I'm confused. I'll have to find this up. I'll have to look this up. I only remember this because I remember an episode where they all went to a football game, and I'm pretty sure it was for the Green Bay Packers. I'm pretty sure. But I could be wrong. They could have been playing, I don't know. Wisconsin. But, let's see. Let's see. Okay. In what state is gambling legal and fast marriages and divorces possible? A lot of people go here for like bachelorette parties or movies. In movies, Hollywood really amplifies this place. It's like you go there to gamble and party, and you can get married, get divorced, all in the same week, all on the same day probably. Don't quote me on that, but I'm sure that it is possible. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. Exactly. On 1%, people. So if I leave you, that is why. My phone is dying very fast these days. I will have to make sure to get an extendable charger for next time. So if I leave, that's why. I hope everybody starts to at least enjoy the weather out lately. The wind kind of stopped right now, so it was a terrible example for when I was outside before. But right now it's perfect weather to go for a walk, to just sit outside and enjoy the day and the sun, you know. Let's see. Okay, so when you go to Hershey Park, where is Hershey Park? What state? What state is Hershey Park located in? It's where they make chocolate there. Chocolate Hershey's. What state is the park and the factories? Pennsylvania. Yes, always a good time at Hershey, Pennsylvania. And they make chocolate. They make a bunch of different types of chocolates. Yummy stuff. Where is... Let's see. Okay, the Pennsylvania Dutch, right? The Pennsylvania Dutch aren't Dutch. What country did their ancestors come from? They aren't Dutch. They aren't Dutch, but what country did their ancestors come from? So now we're going countries. Now we're getting out of the U.S., we're getting out of the States. We're going to other countries now. They're not Dutch, but their ancestors are what? From what country? I hope my phone doesn't die and leaves you on a cliffhanger. What country? It starts with a G. It starts with a G. Germany, that is a fun fact because I don't see how... I don't know that personally, but I don't know a lot of these personally, so I'm not a good example, I guess. What part of the country, so what